Hello, dear students. I welcome you to this English class. Today we are going to start with chapter number 1 of your English textbook. The name of the lesson is Meeting Cezanne, written by Michael Morpurgo. Meeting Cezanne by Michael Morpurgo. Now, before I begin, I would like you to give a brief introduction of the writer. Sir Michael Morpurgo is an English author. Author means the one who writes books, novels. He is also a poet and playwright. That means he also writes scripts for plays. He is best known for his novels and stories for children. So most of his novels and stories revolve around children and it is meant for children, many of which have been made into films. Now, between the years 2003 and 2005, he was given a title that is Children's Laureate of the United Kingdom. And he has also won several awards for his work. Okay, so he is a novelist who writes novels for children. So let's begin this chapter, Meeting Cezanne by Michael Morpurgo. Now, today I will teach you part 1. Okay, so this lesson we will divide into 3 parts. Today we will discuss part 1. I shall start reading through the lesson and I would like you to follow me. If you have your textbook, you could read from your textbook, but you pay attention as I read. Flipping through his mother's book, a young boy named Yannick admires the beauty of the countryside of Provence as painted by the master painter Cezanne. Now, this particular story is of a young boy named Yannick. Okay, now this story, the setting is in France. Okay, so you will find many French words in this particular chapter. Okay, so now what did we read? There's a young boy named Yannick. Okay, and he is flipping through his mother's book. That means he is turning the pages and is just going through the book. And what is he going through? The book consists of the pictures of the countryside of Provence. Okay, that is a eastern part of France. Okay, so there are many beautiful scenes of France, okay, which have been painted by the master painter Cezanne. Okay, so what is Yannick doing? He is going through the book which consists of paintings of France, countryside of Provence. And these paintings have been painted by the master painter Cezanne. One summer, you can see that he is going through the paintings. And this is Provence, the region in southeastern France where there are beautiful landscapes. It is famous for its scenery. Okay, let's continue. One summer, he gets the chance to go and spend time with his uncle's family who live there. Yannick soon begins to enjoy his stay, occasionally helping his uncle run the village inn. One day, there's a bustle at the inn for a famous man, the inn's best customer, comes visiting. Who is this man and why is there such a fuss about his visit? Okay, now what happens is, one summer, Yannick gets a chance to go to Provence. Okay, and who is staying there? His uncle's family. Okay, His uncle's name is Bruno, so he goes to his uncle Bruno's place. Okay, and Uncle Bruno owns a inn, that is a restaurant. He's running a restaurant. Okay, so Yannick enjoys the stay there. He helps his uncle at the inn. Okay, he helps his uncle at the inn. You can see here in the picture, he's helping his uncle at the inn. Okay, then suddenly what happens one day, there's a bustle at the inn. Bustle means a sudden activity and there's a lot of noise and commotion. Okay, now why is the bustle? Because they get to know that a famous man would be visiting them. Okay, and he's the inn's best customer. So why there is a sudden noisy activity? Because they get to know there's a famous man who would be visiting them. So now they have to clean up the place and they have to do a lot of preparation, right? And Yannick wonders, who is this man, who it could be, and why such a fuss about his visit? Okay, so Yannick is wondering, why so much of fuss for that person? That evening, my cousin Amudin told me I had to do everything properly because their best customer was coming to dine with some friends. He lived in the chateau in the village, she said, and was very famous. When I asked what he was famous for, she didn't reply. Questions, always questions, she tutted. Go and fetch the logs. So that evening she has her cousin Amudin. Okay, so what she instructs him, she tells him that the best customer would be coming to dine along with some of his friends. Dine means to have dinner. Okay, so and he is a very famous person. He would be coming along with his friends at the inn. So she tells Yannick to keep everything neat and tidy. Okay, so and this person is very famous, is rich and is staying in a chateau. What is a chateau? It's a castle. Okay, it's a huge countryside house. Okay, so now Yannick is wondering, who is this person? And so she starts asking Amudin, what is he famous for? Like, who is he? He's very curious. But Amudin is too busy to answer him. So she says, questions and questions. You've got a lot of questions. She shouts and then she just says, go and fetch the log. She instructs him to get the log. Whoever he was, he looked like an ordinary man without much hair. But I felt very pleased when the famous man ate one of my creme brulee. After the man and his guests left, we began to clear the table. I pulled the paper tablecloth off, scrunched it, and threw it into the fire as usual. Now what happens? Finally, that famous man, he enters the inn, and Yannick has a lot of expectations that is a famous person, so he should be looking very stylish. But then he turns out to be a very ordinary man without much hair. Okay, you can see here. So that's the famous man who all were fussing about, and Yannick is wondering, he's such a simple person. Okay, but at the same time he's happy that that person has liked the creme brulee which he had prepared. Now what's creme brulee? It's a French dessert consisting of custard topped with sugar layer. You can see that picture there. Okay, it's a custard topped with sugar layer. So Yannick is happy that he has enjoyed the creme brulee that he had prepared. Now what happens, this person is an artist. So as he's having his dinner, is also drawing something on a paper. As you can see here, he's drawing, and as he goes, he leaves the drawing on the table. Okay, he leaves the drawing on the table. Now Yannick has to clear the table. He has to take off the tablecloth, and he is not aware that that is a famous drawing. So what he does, he doesn't know that person is a famous artist. Nobody has told him. He was only told that he's a famous person. So poor Yannick is so innocent. He picks up the tablecloth along with the paper to clean the table. And the paper he crunches means he crumples it, and he throws it in the hearth. That is a fireplace. The cold countries, they have the fireplace to warm up the room. So he throws it in the fireplace. And then what happens? Suddenly, Amandine went rushing past me. For some reason, she grabbed the tongs and tried to pull out the remnants of the burning paper tablecloth. But it was already too late. Then she turned to me. "You fool!" she shouted. "You little fool!" So what happened? When Yannick threw the crumpled paper into the fireplace, Amandine ran to get it out, but already it had started burning. She tried to remove it with a pair of tongs, right? But then it was too late because it had already got burnt, and she could not retrieve it. She could not remove it, take it out. So then she was angry with Yannick, and then what she shouted? She said, "You stupid little fool." Okay, so she shouts at Yannick, and Yannick wonders, why is she shouting at me? Right? So now let us see why why Amandine shouts at Yannick. We'll get to know in part 2. So the next English class, we will continue with part 2. In the meantime, I want you to go through the lesson once again, and through this video try to learn the words, the meanings that is given. Of course, at the end of the lesson I'll be giving you the meaning list. Okay, so take care and thank you.